Layer. An amount of a substance covering a surface. Lecture. An educational talk to an audience. Leery. Cautious or wary due to realistic suspicions. Legacy. Money or property left to someone in a will. Legal. Allowed or required by the official law. Legislate. To make or enact laws. Legitimate. Conforming to the law or to rules. Lenient. Permissive or merciful. Lethal. Sufficient to cause death. Lethargic. Lacking energy and feeling sleepy. Levy. To officially impose a tax or fine. Liability. The state of being legally responsible for something. Liable. Legally responsible or likely to do something. Liaison. Communication between groups to facilitate cooperation. Liberal. Open to new behavior or generous in amount. License. An official document giving permission to do something. Likely. Such as well might happen or be true. Likewise. In the same way or similarly. Linguistic. Relating to language or linguistics. Link. A relationship or connection between two things. Litigation. The process of taking legal action in court. Livelihood. A means of securing the necessities of life. Locate. To find the exact position of something. Lofty. Of imposing height or noble character. Logic. Reasoning conducted according to strict principles. Longevity. Long life or long existence. Longitude. The distance east or west of the prime meridian. Lucrative. Producing a great deal of profit or wealth. Ludicrous. So foolish or unreasonable as to be amusing. Luminous. Full of or shedding light or bright. Magnitude. The great size or importance of something. Maintain. To cause or enable a condition to continue. Major. Important, serious or significant. Malady. A disease or ailment. Malleable. Able to be hammered or pressed permanently out of shape. Manifest. Clear and easy to see. Manipulate. To handle or control in a skillful manner. Manual. Done with the hands or an instruction booklet. Margin. The empty space at the edge of a page. Marginalize. To treat a person or group as insignificant. Maritime. Connected with the sea, ships or military navigation. Massacre. An indiscriminate killing of many people. Masterpiece. A work of outstanding artistry or skill. Materialize. To happen or become a real physical thing. Mature. Fully grown or behaving like a responsible adult. Maximize. To make as large or great as possible. Meager. Lacking in quantity or quality. Meanwhile. Until something expected happens or at the same time. Measure. To ascertain the size, amount, or degree of. Mechanism. A system of parts working together in a machine. Media. The main means of mass communication like television. Mediate. To try to resolve a dispute between opposing sides. Medical. Relating to the science of medicine and illness. Mediocre. Of only moderate quality, not very good. Medium. A method of communication or a middle level. Melancholy. A feeling of pensive sadness with no obvious cause. Memorable. Worth remembering or easily remembered. Menace. A person or thing likely to cause harm or danger. Mend. To repair something that is broken or damaged. Mental. Relating to the mind or thinking. Merchandise. Goods to be bought and sold. Merge. To combine or join together into one. Metaphor. A figure of speech comparing two unrelated things directly. Method. A particular form of procedure for accomplishing something. Meticulous. Showing great attention to tiny details. Microbe. A microorganism, especially a bacterium causing disease. Migrate. To move from one region or habitat to another. Milestone. An important stage or event in a development process. Military. Relating to soldiers or armed forces. Mimic. To imitate the look or actions of someone. Minimal. Of a minimum amount or extremely small. Minimize. To reduce something to the smallest possible level. Minimum. The least quantity or amount possible. Ministry. A government department headed by a minister. Minor. Lesser in importance, size, or seriousness. Minuscule. Extremely small or tiny. Miraculous. Occurring like an unexpected wonder or miracle. Misleading. Giving the wrong idea or impression. Mitigate. To make something less severe or painful. Mode. A specific way or manner in which something occurs. Modify. To make partial or minor changes to something. Momentum. The force or speed gained by a moving object. Monitor. To observe and check the progress of something. Monopoly. Complete control of the supply of a product market. Morose. Sullen and ill-tempered. Motive. A reason for doing something. Mutual. Shared by two or more parties equally. Naive. Lacking wisdom, experience, or judgment. Narcissistic. Having an excessive interest in oneself and physical appearance. Narrative. A spoken or written account of connected events. Nascent. Just coming into existence and showing signs of future potential. Nautical. Relating to sailors, navigation, or ships. Nebula. A cloud of gas and dust in outer space. Nefarious. Wicked, criminal, or villainous. Negate. To cancel out or make ineffective. Negligent. Failing to take proper care in doing something. Negligible. So small or unimportant that it can be safely ignored. Negotiate. To discuss to reach an agreement. Network. A system of interconnected lines or computers. Neutral. Not supporting either side in a conflict. Nevertheless. In spite of that or however. Niche. A comfortable or suitable role or biological position. Nomadic. Living the life of a nomad or wandering continuously. Nominal. Existing in name only or very small in cost. Nonchalant. Feeling or appearing casually calm and relaxed. Norm. Something that is usual, typical, or standard. Notable. Worthy of attention or striking. Notion. A conception or belief about something. Notwithstanding. In spite of or despite. Novelty. The quality of being new, original, or unusual. Novice. A person new to and inexperienced in a job situation. Nuance. A subtle difference in shade of meaning or expression. Nuclear. Relating to the nucleus of an atom or energy. Nurture. To care for and encourage the growth of something. Obey. To submit to the authority of someone. Objective. A goal planned to be achieved or not influenced by personal feelings. Obligation. A legal or moral duty to do something. Obsolete. No longer produced or used because out of date. Obstacle. A thing that blocks one's way or hinders progress. Obstinate. Stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion. Obtain. To get, acquire, or secure something. Obvious. Easily perceived or understood. Occupy. To fill a space or live in a building. Occur. To happen or take place. Odd. Strange, unexpected, or a number not divisible by 2. Offset. To counter or balance one influence against another. Ominous. Giving the impression that something bad is going to happen. Ongoing. Continuing or still in progress. Opaque. Not able to be seen through or not transparent. Opponent. Someone who competes against another. Oppress. To keep someone in subservience and hardship. Optimum. Most conducive to a favorable outcome or best. Option. A choice or alternative. Opulent. Ostentatiously costly and luxurious. Orator. A prominent public speaker. Orient. To align or position something relative to surroundings. Orientation. The alignment of something or an introductory training. Origin. The point or place where something begins. Orthodox. Following traditional and accepted beliefs strictly. Oscillate. To move or swing back and forth regularly. Ostentatious. Vulgar or pretentious display designed to impress. Outbreak. A sudden occurrence of war or disease. Outcome. The final result of a process or meeting. Output. The amount of something produced by a machine or industry. Overall. Taking everything into account or total. Overlap. To extend over and cover part of something else. Overseas. In or to a foreign country across the sea. Panel. A small group of chosen experts. Paradigm. A typical example or pattern of something. Paradox. A statement that seems contradictory but may be true. Paragraph. A distinct section of a piece of writing dealing with one theme. Parallel. Moving in the exact same direction without hitting. Paramedic. A healthcare worker trained to give emergency medical care. Parameter. A numerical limit or boundary that defines a system. Paramilitary. An organized armed force similar to a professional military. Paramount. More important than anything else. Paranoia. Unjustified suspicion and mistrust of other people. Paraphrase. To express the meaning of something using different words. Parasite. An organism that lives on or in another organism to feed. Parsimonious. Unwilling to spend money or use resources. Part. A piece of a whole thing. Partake. To join in an activity. Partial. Existing only in part, incomplete. Participate. To take part in an activity. Particle. A minute portion or tiny piece of matter. Partisan. A strong supporter of a specific political party. Partner. Someone you do an activity or business with. Passive. Accepting what happens without active resistance. Paucity. The presence of something only in small or insufficient quantities. Peak. the highest point of something. Peculiar, strange, unusual, or distinct to one group. Pedestrian, a person walking rather than traveling in a vehicle. Peer, a person of the same age or social status. Penalize, to subject someone to a penalty or punishment. Perceive, to notice or understand using senses. Percent, 1 part out of 100. Perceptual, relating to the ability to interpret things through senses. Perennial, lasting for an apparently infinite time or recurring regularly. Period, a specific length of time. Peripheral, relating to or situated on the edge. Periphery, the outer limits or edge of an area. Permafrost, a thick subsurface layer of soil that remains frozen throughout the year. Permeate, to spread throughout something. Perpetual, never-ending or changing. Perplex, to confuse or baffle someone completely. Persecute, to treat someone cruelly over a long period. Perseverance, persistence in doing something despite difficulties. Persist, to continue firmly in an opinion or course of action. Persistent, continuing firmly in a course of action despite obstacles. Perspective, a specific way of looking at a situation. Pertain, to be appropriate, related, or applicable to. Pertinent, relevant or applicable to a particular matter. Pervasive, spreading widely throughout an area or group. Pessimistic, tending to see the worst aspect of things. Pestilence, a fatal epidemic disease. Petrify, to change into a stony substance or paralyze with fear. Petroleum, mineral oil got from underground used to make petrol. Phase, a distinct period or stage in a series of events. Phenomenal, very remarkable or extraordinary. Phenomenon, a fact or event that can be observed. Philosophy, the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge. Physical, relating to the body or real physical objects. Pinnacle, the most successful point of a career or a peak. Pioneer, the first person to explore a new area or idea. Plausible, seeming reasonable or probable. Plight, a dangerous, difficult, or otherwise unfortunate situation. Plummet, to fall or drop straight down at high speed. Plus, in addition to or mathematically added. Polarize, to divide into two sharply contrasting groups. Policy, a course of action adopted by a government. Poll, a record of the opinion or vote of a group. Ponder, to think about something carefully before making a choice. Portion, a part or share of a whole thing. Pose, to present a problem or stand in a specific position for a photo. Positive, constructive, optimistic, or greater than zero. Postulate, to suggest the truth of something as a basis for reasoning. Potent, having great power, influence, or effect. Potential, showing the capacity to develop into something in the future. Practitioner, a person actively engaged in an art or profession like medicine. Pragmatic, dealing with things sensibly and realistically. Praise, to express warm approval or admiration of. Precede, to come before in time, order, or position. Precise, marked by exactness and accuracy of expression. Predict, to say that a specific event will happen in the future. Predominant, Present as the strongest or main element. Preliminary. Denoting an action preceding a main event. Prestigious. Inspiring respect and admiration, having high status. Presume. To suppose that something is the case based on probability. Prevalent. Widespread in a particular area at a particular time. Previous. Happening or existing before something else. Primary. Of chief importance, principal. Prime. Of the best possible quality or main. Principal. Most important or the head of a school. Principle. A fundamental truth or moral rule. Prior. Existing or coming before in time or order. Priority. The fact or condition of being regarded as more important. Proceed. To begin or continue a course of action. Process. A series of actions taken to achieve an end. Professional. Relating to a paid job needing high qualification. Profile. An outline of a face or summary of characteristics. Profit. A financial gain got from a business transaction. Progeny. A descendant or the descendants of a person or animal. Program. A planned series of future events or computer code. Progress. Forward movement toward a destination or goal. Project. An enterprise carefully planned to achieve an aim. Promote. To support or actively encourage a cause or aim. Proportion. A part or share considered in relation to a whole. Prospect. The possibility or likelihood of some future event occurring. Prosper. To succeed in material terms, be financially successful. Protocol. The official system of rules governing affairs of state. Proximity. Nearness in space, time, or relationship. Psychology. The scientific study of the human mind and behavior. Publish. To prepare and issue a book for public sale. Purchase. To buy something using money. Pursue. To follow or chase someone to catch them. Qualitative. Relating to quality rather than quantity. Quandary. A state of uncertainty in a difficult situation. Quantitative. Relating to the measurement of quantity or numbers. Quarrel. An angry argument or disagreement. Quote. To repeat the exact words spoken by another person. Radical. Believing in complete and extreme political or social change. Ramification. A complex or unwelcome consequence of an action. Rancor. Long-standing bitterness or resentfulness. Random. Chosen by chance without a conscious plan. Range. The area of variation between upper and lower limits. Rank. A position in a hierarchy or scale. Ratify. To sign or give formal consent to a treaty. Ratio. A relationship between two amounts showing size comparisons. Rational. Based on reason or logic rather than emotion. React. To behave in a specific way because of an event. Rebuke. An expression of sharp disapproval or criticism. Rebuttal. An argument or evidence intended to contradict something. Recapitulate. To summarize and state again the main points of. Recede. To go or move back or further away. Reciprocal. Given, felt, or done in return equally by both sides. Reckless. Heedless of danger or consequences. Recommend. To put forward as being fit or suitable. Reconcile. To find a way to make two opposing ideas agree. Recover. To return to a normal state of health or mind. Redundant. No longer needed or useful. Refine. To remove impurities from a substance. Reform. To make changes in order to improve something. Regime. A government, especially an authoritarian one. Region. A distinct area of a country or the world. Register. To record a name on an official list. Regulate. To control or maintain the rate or speed of. Reinforce. To strengthen or support, especially with additional personnel or material. Reiterate. To say something again a number of times for emphasis. Reject. To dismiss as inadequate, inappropriate, or not to one's taste. Rejuvenate. To make someone or something look young or lively again. Relax. To rest from work or become less tense. Release. To allow to escape or set free. Relevant. Closely connected or appropriate to the matter at hand. Reluctance. Unwillingness to do something. Rely. To be dependent on. Remove. To take something away from a position. Reproach. The expression of disapproval or disappointment. Require. To need for a particular purpose. Research. The systematic investigation into a subject to discover facts. Resent. To feel bitterness or indignation at something. Reside. To live in a particular place permanently. Resign. To voluntarily leave a job or office. Resist. To withstand the action or effect of. Resolve. To settle or find a solution to a problem. Resource. A stock of money or materials that can be drawn on. Respond. To say something in reply to a question. Restore. To bring back a situation or building to its original state. Restrain. To prevent someone from doing something by force. Restrict. To put a limit on. Retain. To continue to have something. Retract. To draw or pull something back in. Retrieve. To get or bring something back. Reveal. To make a hidden secret known to others. Revenue. Income received by an organization or government. Reverse. To change a direction or decision to its exact opposite. Revise. To re-examine and alter text to improve it. Revolution. A forcible overthrow of a government system or a single orbit. Rhetorical. Relating to the art of effective or persuasive speaking. Rigid. Unable to bend or be forced out of shape. Role. The function assumed or part played by a person. Rotate. To move or cause to move in a circle around an axis. Route. A way or course taken in getting from a starting point to a destination. Sabotage. Deliberately destroy or damage something for political advantage. Safeguard. A measure taken to protect or ensure safety. Salient. Most noticeable or important. Sanction. Official permission or a penalty imposed against a country. Satellite. An electronic device sent into space to orbit Earth. Saturate. To soak something thoroughly with liquid. Scarcity. The state of being in short supply. Scenario. A suggested outline of a sequence of future events. Schedule. A plan of activities and their specific times. Scheme. A large organized plan or system. Scope. The range of things that a project deals with. Scrutinize. To examine or inspect closely and thoroughly. Section. a distinct part or portion of something. Sector, a distinct area of a country's economic activity. Secular, not connected with religious or spiritual matters. Secure, safe from attack, harm, or stable. Sediment, matter that settles to the bottom of a liquid. Seek, to look for or try to achieve something. Segregate, to separate one group of people from others based on features. Seismic, relating to earthquakes or earth vibrations. Select, to carefully choose as being the best or most suitable. Sensational, causing great public interest and excitement. Sequence, a particular order in which related things follow each other. Serene, calm, peaceful, and untroubled. Series, a number of similar things happening one after another. Severe, very great, intense, or strict. Shallow, of little depth. Shatter, to break suddenly into tiny pieces. Shelter, a place giving temporary protection from danger. Shift, to move or change position slightly. Shrewd, showing sharp powers of judgment. Shrink, to become or make smaller in size or amount. Significant, sufficiently great or important to be worthy of attention. Similar, looking almost the same but not identical. Simulate, to copy the features of a real situation using a model. Site, a specific place or location where a building stands. Skeptical, not easily convinced or having doubts. Sluggish, slow-moving or lacking alertness. Smuggle, to import or export goods illegally and secretly. So-called, used to express doubt about a name given to something. Solar, relating to or determined by the sun. Sole, being the only one or the bottom of a shoe. Solitary, done or existing alone. Soluble, able to be dissolved, especially in water. Solvent, able to dissolve other substances or able to pay debts. Somber, oppressively solemn or sober in mood. Somewhat, to a moderate distance or a little bit. Soothe, to gently calm a person or their feelings. Sophisticated, having a high degree of complexity or refinement. Source, a place, person, or thing from which something comes or can be obtained. Sovereign, possessing supreme or independent political power. Spacious, having ample space or room. Sparse, thinly dispersed or scattered. Spatial, relating to or occupying space. Spawn, to produce eggs or release a large number of things. Speciation, the formation of new distinct species in evolution. Specific, clearly defined, exact, or unique. Specify, to identify clearly and definitely. Specimen, an individual animal or plant used as an example for study. Spectacular, beautiful or dramatic to look at. Spectrum, a band of colors seen when light is split or a wide range. Speculate, to form a theory about a subject without firm evidence. Sphere, a perfectly round geometric object or a field of activity. Spontaneous, happening as a natural impulse without external trigger. Sporadic, happening at irregular intervals or scattered instances. Sprawl, to spread out irregularly over a wide area. Spurious, not being what it purports to be or false. Squalid, extremely dirty and unpleasant. Stable. Not likely to give way or overturn. Stagnant. Having no current or flow and often having an unpleasant smell. Stamina. The ability to sustain prolonged physical or mental effort. Standardize. To cause things to conform to a standard quality. Stark. Severe, bare, or absolute in appearance. Statistic. A fact or piece of data obtained from a study of a large quantity. Status. The official legal or social position of a person. Statute. A written law passed by a legislative body. Steadfast. Resolutely firm and unwavering in commitment. Stimulus. Something that rouses activity or energy. Stipulate. To demand a specific requirement as part of an agreement. Straightforward. Easy to do or understand and honest. Strategy. A plan of action designed to achieve a long-term aim. Stratify. To arrange or classify into social strata or layers. Strenuous. Needing or using great physical or mental exertion. Stress. Mental pressure or physical tension placed on an object. Stringent. Strict, precise, and exacting. Structure. The arrangement of elements forming a complex whole. Style. A distinct manner of doing or presenting something. Subconscious. Concerning the part of the mind you are not fully aware of. Subdue. To bring a quiet control over a person or feeling by force. Submerge. To push or go completely underwater. Submit. To accept a superior force or present a document for review. Subordinate. Lower in rank or position. Subsequent. Coming after something in time. Subside. To become less intense, severe, or sink to a lower level. Subsidy. Money given by government to keep a product price low. Substitute. A person or thing acting or serving in place of another. Subtle. So delicate or precise as to be difficult to analyze. Subvert. To undermine the power and authority of an established system. Successor. A person who succeeds another in an official role. Sufficient. Enough, adequate for the purpose. Sum. The total amount got from adding numbers together. Summarize. To give a brief statement of the main points. Summary. A brief statement of the main points of a text. Superficial. Existing only on the surface and lacking deep thought. Superlative. Of the highest quality or degree. Supersede. To take the place of a person or thing previously in use. Supervise. To observe and direct the execution of a task. Supplant. To supersede and replace. Supplement. Something added to enhance or complete something else. Survey. An investigation of opinions of a group by asking questions. Survive. To continue to live or exist despite danger. Suspend. To temporarily prevent from continuing. Suspicious. Having or showing a cautious distrust of someone or something. Sustain. To strengthen or support physically or mentally. Symbol. A mark or character used as a conventional representation of an object. Symbolic. Serving as a symbol. Tactile. Relating to the sense of touch. Tangible. Perceptible by touch or clear and real. Tantamount. Equivalent in seriousness to something bad. Target. A goal you want to hit or achieve. Tariff. A tax to be paid on a specific class of imports. Task. A piece of work that must be done. Team. A group of people playing or working together. Technical. Relating to a particular subject or art. Technique. A practical method used to achieve a task. Technology. Scientific knowledge used in practical industry. Tedious. Too long, slow, or dull. Temperament. A person's distinct nature or permanent mood disposition. Temperate. Showing moderation or a climate without extremes of heat. Temporal. Relating to practical worldly affairs or time limits. Temporary. Lasting for only a short period of time. Tenable. Able to be maintained or defended against objection. Tenacious. Tending to keep a firm hold of something. Tendency. A regular habit of behaving in a specific way. Tense. Anxious, nervous, or stretched tight. Tentative. Done without confidence or not certain. Tenure. The conditions under which land or a job is held. Terminal. Of, forming, or situated at the end. Terminate. To bring something to an end. Terrain. A specific type of ground or land surface. Terrestrial. Relating to the earth or land rather than space. Terse. Sparing in the use of words or abrupt. Testimony. A formal written or spoken statement given in a court of law. Text. The written words in a book or document. Theme. The main subject or topic of a talk or essay. Theory. A system of ideas intended to explain something. Thereby. By that exact means or as a result of that action. Thesis. A long essay involving personal research written for a degree. Threshold. The floor of an entrance or a starting point limit. Thrive. To grow, develop, or prosper vigorously. Tilt. To move into a sloping position. Timid. Showing a lack of courage or easily frightened. Tolerance. The ability to endure something unpleasant patiently. Tolerate. To allow the existence or occurrence of without interference. Topic. A matter dealt with in a text or conversation. Toxic. Poisonous or very harmful. Trace. To find or copy something by following hints or marks. Tract. An area of indefinite extent or a system of body organs. Tradition. A long-established custom passed down generations. Trait. A distinguishing quality or feature of a person's character. Trajectory. The path followed by a projectile flying through space. Tranquil. Free from disturbance or calm. Transcend. To go beyond the range or limits of something. Transfer. To move from one place to another. Transform. To make a thorough dramatic change in appearance. Transient. Lasting only for a short time. Transit. The carrying of people or goods from one place to another. Transition. The process or a period of changing from one state to another. Translucent. Allowing light to pass through but not detailed shapes. Transmit. To pass on a broadcast program or disease to others. Transparent. Allowing light to pass through so that objects can be seen. Transport. A system or vehicle used to carry goods. Trauma. Deep emotional shock or physical injury. Treaty. A formally concluded and ratified agreement between states. Tremendous. Very great in amount, scale, or intensity. Trend. A general direction in which a situation is developing. Trigger. An event that is the cause of a sudden process. Trivial. Of little value or importance. Tuition. Teaching or instruction, especially of individual pupils. Turbulent. Characterized by conflict, disorder, or rough movement. Typology. A classification according to general types. Ubiquitous. Present, appearing, or found everywhere. Ultimate. Final or most important at the end of a process. Unabated. Without any reduction in intensity or strength. Unbiased. Showing no prejudice for or against something or fair. Undergo. To experience or endure something difficult. Underlie. To be the basic cause or foundation of something. Undermine. To damage or weaken the foundation of something. Underscore. To underline or draw special attention to a fact. Undertake. To commit yourself to begin a difficult task. Unearth. To find something in the ground by digging. Unfathomable. Incapable of being fully understood or measured. Ungainly. Awkward and clumsy in movement. Uniform. Remaining the same in all cases or special school clothing. Unify. To join separate parts into one whole group. Unilateral. Action performed by or affecting only one side. Unique. Being the only one of its kind. Unjust. Not based on or behaving according to what is morally right. Unobtrusive. Not conspicuous or attracting attention. Unprecedented. Never done or known before in history. Unravel. To undo twisted threads or investigate a mystery. Unscathed. Without suffering any injury, damage, or harm. Upbeat. Cheerful and optimistic. Urbanization. The process of making an area more urban or city-like. Urge. A strong desire or to encourage someone earnestly. Utilize. To make practical and effective use of something. Utopia. An imagined place in which everything is perfect. Utter. Complete, absolute, or to speak words. Vacillate. To alternate or waver between different opinions or actions. Vague. Unclear, imprecise, or not specific. Valid. Having a sound basis in logic or fact. Vanguard. A group of people leading the way in new developments. Vanish. To disappear suddenly and completely. Vaporize. To convert or be converted into vapor or gas using heat. Vary. To differ in size, amount, or degree. Vehicle. A machine used for transporting people like a car. Verdict. A decision on a disputed issue in a civil or criminal case. Version. A specific variant form of a basic thing. Vestige. A trace of something that is disappearing or no longer exists. Via. Traveling through a place en route to a destination. Vial. A small container, typically cylindrical and made of glass. Vilify. To speak or write about in an abusively disparaging manner. Violate. To break or fail to comply with a rule or agreement. Virtual. Existing in essence or on a computer rather than physically. Visible. Able to be seen with the eyes. Vision. The ability to see or a vivid mental image of the future. Visual. Relating to seeing or sight. Volume. The amount of space that a substance occupies or a book copy. Voluminous. Occupying or containing much space, large in volume. Voluntary. Done or given of one's own free will. Wage. Money paid weekly to a worker for labor. Wait. To stay in a place until an anticipated event happens. Wake. To stop sleeping. Walk. To move on foot at a regular pace. Wall. A solid vertical structure enclosing a room. Wander. To walk around slowly without a fixed destination. Want. To desire to have something. War. A period of armed fighting between nations. Warm. Having a pleasant, comfortable amount of heat. Warn. To alert someone about a possible danger. Warranty. A written guarantee promising to repair a product. Warrior. A brave soldier or fighter. Wash. To clean something using water and soap. Waste. To use a resource carelessly without profit. Watch. To look at something carefully over time. Water. The clear liquid that falls as rain. Wave. A moving ridge of water on the sea surface. Way. A route or method used to achieve a task. We. Used to refer to yourself and other people together. Weak. Lacking physical strength or intensity. Wealth. A large amount of money or valuable property. Weapon. An object used to fight or inflict harm. Wear. To have clothing on your body. Weather. The daily atmospheric conditions of rain or heat. Weave. To cross threads under and over to make cloth. Web. A net made by a spider or the internet system. Wedding. A marriage ceremony. Week. A period of 7 days. Weekend. Saturday and Sunday. Whereas. Used to contrast two facts. Wholly. Entirely, fully. Widespread. Found or distributed over a large area or number of people. Wilt. To become limp through heat, loss of water, or disease. Xenophobia. Dislike of or prejudice against people from other countries. Yearn. To have an intense feeling of longing for something. Yield. To produce a crop or profit or give way under force. Yoke. A wooden bar crosswise over the necks of oxen to pull a cart. Zealot. A person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of ideals.